Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no need to fear. Well, unless you're the guy jumping on top of Clavicular's car, then he might run you over. But other than that, there's no need to fear. Friendly neighborhood, light skinned man here. And in today's video, we are reacting to Clavicular won't be charged. You know, I told y'all from the very beginning, I didn't think he would go to jail, but I am pretty surprised that no charges were filed. Like, cause he technically ran him over on camera. Like, that's pretty insane. Like, it's setting a bad example because now I feel like Clifford in his mind is like, damn, I can just essentially almost murk somebody and just get away with it like that. I might really be a guy. I don't know. But with that being said, we're gonna get to that boy Maury's video and see how Clavicular beats a M charge.
Gentlemen, so I have an update regarding this guy, Clavicular. As according to TMZ, they say, update, Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office tells TMZ. As according to TMZ,
Hold up.
regarding this guy, Clavicular. As according to TMZ, they say, update, Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office tells TMZ that the traffic crash that was, Clavicular involved was investigated and handled at the scene. Officers at the scene determined there was no criminal element that took place. We're familiar with what happened, right? Basically, there was this guy, I don't know his name, crazy guy, looked drugged up. This guy right here on the hood of his car, he was stalking him for months, assaulted him numerous times, literally, and this guy has been a menace in the streamers space, with the likes of Aiden Ross, Neon, Clavicular, and I'm sure many other individuals. I think Sneeko may be involved as well, but this guy, not a nice guy, not a good guy. But basically, long story short, there were events leading up to this moment. Clavicular was being harassed by this guy earlier in the night, along with his friends who were holding up posters and just ranting about many different things, essentially trying to clip farm. And Clavicular was growing more irritated over the course of the night. He was becoming more frustrated to the point to where this guy was on the roof of his hood, as you can see here. He hopped back on, and then Clavicular just said, fuck it, I'm pushing the pedal to the metal, and he basically ran him over. And this happened in Florida. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said in my last video regarding this, given the context, if this was just a random individual that he did not know or had no previous
Yeah, I feel like the fact that this dude has been known to be harassing people and stuff like that definitely played in Clavicular's favor. Like, say it was just me or you, unless you happen to be the guy watching this. Like, I don't know how you would watch this, bro. I got like 7 subscribers, gang. I don't know how you would have saw this, but yeah. Anyways, if let's say me or you popped on he ran over us for no reason, then yeah, Clavicular, oh no, he's done for. He's cooked. He's crap. Cause me and you, bro, we just normal unemployed people trying to just see what's going on in all the madness, This guy though, however, completely different story.
Experience with in terms of assault or stalking issues, I would have been like, all right, bro, he's going too far. But this guy has been a repeated offender, not only to Clavicular but other streamers, and I had to put myself in this man's shoes, knowing my temp. Like, I'm not an angry guy, right? And I do let
the main thing I hate about what Clavicular did in this situation is I feel what everybody's saying is, how come you couldn't reverse, bro? You couldn't just reverse the car? Like, I don't know. I personally, if I'm in that situation, bro, I'm just reversing the car. If I'm reversing the car, and then if I'm in that situation, if there's no way for me to reverse my car, honestly, bro, I was gonna say roll my window down and call for security, but it's like, damn, if I roll my window down, he's probably gonna cut on. Damn, yeah, man, it's a tough ass situation to be in, bro.
certain things slide up to a certain point. But if I were in this situation, bro, I'm probably gonna push the gas too. And if this guy just so happened to be under one of my wheel axles, then hey, it is what it is. Fuck around, find out, I guess. I mean, genuinely speaking, I don't think anybody would have any grace or care about a person stalking them for weeks to months on end, literally assaulting them in public on stream, trying to clout chase, just so happening to end up at the bottom of their car after jumping on the hood. I don't think, like, honestly, I'm struggling to give a right now. And of course, there was a poll TMZ ran. They said, do you agree with this decision? And the majority of people said no. I voted yes because I just wanted to see the polls. Obviously, I need the content. I'm curious. But yeah, the majority of people, I guess they want Clavicular to be at this point.
Oh yeah, they want him to feel some type of heat. Which again, the fact I'm not saying I knew he wasn't gonna go to jail. It's just because of who he has in his corner. But the fact that he got no punishment at all, that's what's like. Y'all don't want to. I don't know. Y'all don't want to look this over maybe one more time. No, we just gonna let him go. All right, whatever. I guess. But no, Uncle Vic here, bro. He'll probably do some dumb shit again and end up in another situation like this, bro.
Or charged with something. The vote is at 5,185 votes, and it ends in like half a day on January 1st. And yeah, people in the comments are saying this is effing murder. Someone else said, we passed a law here in Florida, and if you do this type of shit and get ran over, there's no charges. Don't like it, don't do dumb shit, just that simple. Another person said, so many people defending the stalker in the comments, wild. Another person said, this just screams, and I quote, do you know who my dad is, written all over it. Another person said, it's the fact that he hoped the person he hit didn't survive the hit for me. Yeah, he said, and I quote,
is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
yeah, bro. I mean, he's lucky as hell. Again, he did this in Florida, because had it been any other state, bro, he would have been cooked. He would have copped a felony charge for sure. But not gonna lie, based off of the polling I'm seeing here, it does seem to be a pretty split decision. Although, guys, when you're doing polls, please leave an option for people who just want to see the results like myself, because I had to vote yes. I agree with the decision, and I know people are not gonna believe me. I don't care.
No. Let's not do that, because you could press no to see the numbers also, bro. Maury, let's not do that, bro.
I really genuinely just wanted to see the results. But the sentiment does seem to be kind of split down the middle, depending on, you know, I guess the demographics of the comment section. Another person said, what scares me about this story is his absolute and total lack of empathy. Well, he's Norman Bates, American Psycho 2.0, as I've pointed out before. She also says, and zero respect for human life. It's actually terrifying. Another person said, F Florida, zero respect for human life. It's actually terrifying. Another person said, F Florida. Absolute and total lack of empathy. Well, he's Norman Bates. American Psycho 2.0, as I've pointed out before. She also says, and zero respect for human life. It's actually terrifying. Another person said, F Florida. Hope they get everything they deserve. What did Florida do? But again, I gotta show you the images of the guy who attacked this man. I mean, look at him, bro. He's literally a clout chaser, bro. Clout chasing, stalking, assaulter. And the meme is crazy. Chad does what Chad wants with the guy under the car. Listen, again, you guys know I'm not a fan of Clavicular. And it's funny how I can not be a fan of someone. I can dislike most of their takes, but in an isolated situation, I can be objective and say, hey, having sympathy for someone who's literally stalked and assaulted you for weeks is crazy. Sure, again, his reaction at that time was definitely cold, was definitely callous, and a lot of the ways of which
the fact that they didn't get the reaction, the fact that he couldn't do nothing with that one, but he literally said, hopefully he's dead, and then said, I wanted to kill him. Like, that's kind of, again, unless those clips somehow, some way were taken out of context, which I don't think Maury would show us those clips out of context, but say they were taken out of context, that's the only way I see this not being used against them. Other than that, I don't see how that just gets thrown out. Like, come on, bro.
Talks and speaks and reacts to particular things he himself attributes to his autism. And I know a lot of people got mad at me and offended when I brought up his autism, but he literally said he's autistic.
You literally cried about autism and said you wish you were normal.
Okay, well, and then because it's hard to, have constant social bad interactions as an autistic person. So, that might get lost a little bit. The plot might get lost as, I'm autistic, which sucks. I wish I could, interact with people better, but look at where it got me.
And sometimes for autistic people, not not all, depends on the severity and where you are on the spectrum. They can't really emulate specific feelings that a person who is neurotypical would probably react to in that particular situation. Like even on one of his channels, there's a video posted saying Clavicular on fixing autism, right? And this is what he has to say about that.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I just wanted to make a little video, you know, kind of talking to my followers. Maybe because I could offer some advice, because I've dealt with a lot of issues with, you know, neurodivergency and that kind of shit. So hopefully this video could help you out a little bit and help you work on being more NT, more sociable, and just some niche little tips, right?
Right. So he said he's dealt with issues with being neurodivergent, and he's going to provide tips on how to be, you know, a little more NT, neurotypical or neurotypical. He has autism. He's admitted this in various different clips. He's made a video, you know, trying to provide tips with this. This is also attributed to why he talks the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he reacts to certain situations. So I don't want people with autistic family members or who are autistic themselves to be mad at me for bringing this up. I'm just trying to, I don't know why people are so soft and offended by everything, bro. Like a lot of the times I'm not even trying to be malicious. I'm just telling you what is, and it's just like, damn, bro, you can't satisfy everyone. But anyway, the tweets surrounding this man that are popping up on Twitter are so funny. Somebody says, what these so-called looks maxers don't seem to understand is that women would much rather be with someone like Tony Soprano than someone like
Let me finish what he said. I don't know who's Tony Soprano, guys.
Clavicular, with a photo of Tony Soprano holding a cigar next to his mouth, looking menacing, like he's about to make someone sleep with the fishies in New York. And then this photo of Clavicular. So yeah, any women in the comment section, which would you rather, Tony Soprano or
I'll say this. I feel like a woman going, maybe back in the day, you know, back in the 1950s or some shit, maybe. But we could all be real, bro. That Tony guy, he for sure get cheated on, bro. Sorry, bro. Full guy, wearing his wife's shit out, bro. Could I say Clavicular wouldn't get cheated on? But like the other guy, he's clearly getting cheated on, bro. He looks like other guy. I'm guessing like he's just in a high authoritative position, has a lot of money. He could provide a good life for this woman. But he's not in that spot. But who knows?
or Clavicular? Hey, that you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm not gonna lie. Here we have this other tweet from Uncle Doomer on Twitter. He says the tragedy of Clavicular is that his entire persona is a fraud. He isn't a looks maxer. He's a face maxer with subhuman narrow shoulders and inward tilted valgus knees, and his physical.
What the fuck does this, bro? And it's physically impossible for him to overcome his inferior genetics without whole. Niggas like, well, come on, bro.
Impossible for him to overcome his inferior genetics without whole body reconstructive surgery. With this photo of him standing on the street in an interview with some guy in Miami. Guys, I just gotta say, bro, we are becoming way too looks obsessed. Like it's not that serious, my guy. And apparently Clavicular wants to get leg lengthening surgery because he's a, what is he, 6'1" right now? 6 feet, 6'2"? He wants to be 6'6" apparently.
Who are you? Clavicular. Why are you so fancy and popular? It's because I ran over a guy with my car. Why?
Bro, what? She asks, why are you so fancy and popular? He responds back with, it's because I ran over a guy with.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The fact that y'all let him get away scot-free with this, bro. He's definitely gonna do something worse. If he does something worse, you know, Clavicular, they might not be able to save you next time, brother. I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro. Like, because now in his young mind, successful mind, whatever you want to call it. If I can run somebody over, send them to the hospital, and I don't gotta face no type of consequences, damn. What else can I get away with? Shit.
My card. Like, that is something an autistic man would actually say to a girl. Instead of just lying and saying, I'm a poppin' streamer, I'm funny, or I do food review. This man really just told her the truth with no.
He could have hit her with that Soul Illuminati. I'm just a referee. I feel I've sat down with myself and I told myself when I am finally like views busting, banging, a lot of people watch my videos and women ask what I do, I'm gonna tell them I'm a construction worker. Which y'all think, chat? I think that's believable. I think I look like a construction worker. Let me know. Let me know something.
care in the world.
Are you going to jail?
Bruh, yeah, man. Listen, man. Guys, thoughts and opinions down below. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to offend any autistic.
But with that being said, we're gonna wrap up this video. Again, y'all also let me know y'all thoughts on this matter on my below. Again, like I said, I don't support Clavicular. I've been under the team of I didn't think he was gonna actually go to jail, but I did think there was gonna be some type of punishment handed out here, and the fact that there was not, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna wrap up the video. I'll go ahead and catch y'all boys in the next one.